Will you marry me?
Yes, of course I will. Yes.
A lot of things now are different, and they haven't caught up to modern times. Marriage is one of those things.
Man, I think for me is I never want to get myself, and I'm not saying like I'm opposed to it because I think marriage is a good union to raise a family with. But in my head, it's like I never want to get myself in a situation to the point where I feel like I can't come back from it. Like if I build up all these good assets and I work really hard in my life, I don't want to ever have the feeling that I could potentially marry the wrong person and then half of everything I've ever built is just gone. Or maybe I get in a relationship with somebody and I try my best, she tries her best, and then all of a sudden I get marketed as like the worst person ever because it didn't work out.
Oh, and by the way, I want a divorce.
To be fair, to see the other side of things too, I will say, I love giving this analogy. You heard me say it before. Like, if you go to a very fine dining experience, the best salmon you had in your life, it was delicious. Mashed potatoes were fluffy, or the rice, whatever you got, was tasty. It was just an amazing dining experience. 9.5 times out of 10, I'm not leaving a review about that experience. I'm going to go home. I'm going to get in bed. I'm going to go to sleep. I'm going to wake up happy. If I go to a restaurant and the waiter is rude, the food is nasty, the bathroom's dirty, and I have an awful experience, most likely I'm going to leave a review about that experience. So you're going to, and if you're someone looking for a place to eat, you're probably going to see more bad reviews on that place than you do good, unfortunately. It's human nature. So same thing with divorce. I've heard from divorce attorneys, they say most of the divorce cases they have are uncontested or they're just easy divorce cases. Yeah. Everybody goes their own way. They're not nasty. Yeah. No one gets put through the ringer.
I think you hear a lot about the ugly divorces because, A, they're way more interesting. Like, no one ever says to me, tell me about your divorce, because my divorce is boring. If I tell you about the person who was sleeping with the nanny and then the nanny ran off with the other person and then they firebombed the guy's car, like, that's a cool story. You want to hear that one at the cocktail party. So you hear about ugly divorces. And also the people who tend to talk about their divorce a lot are people who went through horrible ones and they've been scarred by it. And so it's part of their day-to-day discussion. You know, you wouldn't want to hear about mine. It was boring. You know, it cost $1,500. It was really simple, you know.
But what you hear that really scares me anyways are those horror stories. And you never want to be that guy. And so that's why I think I don't want to get I don't want to operate too much on fear. Yeah. And just look at only these negative situations. Or operate on, oh, I'm a young guy, I have forever to settle down. Yeah. Because I do think that one of the things that I look at and I really admire are people around my age. I'm 31, so a lot of my friends are now married, on their way to having kids, or they already have kids, and you know, I hope they have lasting, long, happy marriages. You know, and it's a beautiful thing. We need that. That's healthy for society.
I mean, honestly, that's normal, right?
Yeah.
It's definitely gonna have to be worked out in the law. Yeah, because it's becoming more and more evident that younger people are not going for it. The older people, all right, maybe, but like the Gen Zs and late millennials, they ain't going for it.
For marriage?
Yeah, they ain't going for it. Because they're barely even dating.
Gen Z, I don't know about them, but it's too early to tell. Because they're all still like at oldest mid-20s maybe?
Yeah, but they still have statistics that are coming out that's saying that like most women are going to be single in like 2030.
Yeah.
It's on track. They're on track to be single for a while. Like I said, nothing's wrong with being single.
No, there's nothing wrong. Well, there is things wrong with being single, but I know what you mean. Overall, I know what you mean, so I'm not going to disagree with it. But there are problems, like structurally for society, there are problems.
Oh, yeah. Society is not built to have everyone be single. Like, that single, like, I can do it all by myself is not a bad narrative. It's just not realistic for the average person. Like, that's...
Even health-wise. Even
man, woman...
Statistically speaking, even men that are not coupled or that are uncoupled tend to have shorter lifespans than men who are.
I can believe that.
So it's like being single, and listen, I'm single too, so I'm not like trying to like disagree for the sake of it. I'm just saying the other side. So like, there's definitely good reason to be coupled up, but just to do it freaking wisely. And like you said earlier, better to be single than to be in a toxic relationship.
Yeah, to be miserable.
To be miserable.
I don't wish having a miserable partner on anybody because when you're in a toxic relationship, that just brings everything you're around down. Like, your productivity goes down. Just, like, you don't even want to be around people. You know what I'm saying?
That's in the same side of the other coin, too. Like, when you have the right person, it can supercharge your success.
Yeah, I have a friend that, like, I was in his wedding, and he had met this girl. Shout out to her, she's cool, in college. And she, you know, he said that, like, having a good girl helped him focus, and it helped him get through law school.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not that having a partner is bad. It's just that like
Having the wrong partner.
having the wrong partner is terrible.
It's terrible. Yeah, that's like the worst decision. And you hear like the most successful people say this. Like Warren Buffett even said it. Like a billionaire Warren Buffett. They asked him like, "What's the most important decision you'll ever make?" And they probably thought he would say, "Oh, start investing early because compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world." Something like that. No, he said, "Who you choose to marry is the most important thing you'll ever choose in your life."
Certainly, in terms of your personal life, the most important decision you'll make is the spouse that most of you will likely have. I've been enormously lucky in that respect. I mean, I've just had teachers and friends and a spouse that really was a better person than I was.
So, I mean, it is what it is. It's just real. It's just the truth. Like, it could be your downfall. Women have been downfall. I'm a man, so I'm speaking from, that's why I said women. But women have been the downfall of societies because men
Choose wrong.
Choose wrong. Look, one guy that had strength in his hair and he went to sleep and they cut his hair and he... Samson, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's been kings, empires have fallen, so it's like, you gotta choose wisely, man. Choose the wrong woman.
Bro, some of the biggest wars have been fought over women.
Yeah.
People want to say whatever they want, bro. The power of attraction. There's nothing like when you see like an attractive, like a girl that you're generally attracted to. That is just hard to like escape.
That's how we're wired, of course. We're wired that way for a reason. So
yeah, but also, just because she looks good doesn't mean she's the right person for you either. You know,
bro. You say that for the people in the back. That's of course. If you're looking for a wife, looks should not be not number one. Say that or two.
Yeah.
Possibly not even 3. Hard to say.
I don't know about that.
I'm saying
I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't go that far. You got to be around someone you attract to, man.
Oh, 100%. But I can name at least 3 different things that are way more important than looks. If you want to have a
wife. For a wife. For a wife, absolutely.
Yeah.
I just can't cap and be like, yeah, well, looks though, man. I'm like, bro.
Of course looks matter.
Yeah. But no, I can understand why you say that. You know, I can look back even at my own past and be like, I really only chose that person because of the looks.
I used to make fun of myself because I said I was literally a dog in the past. You know what dogs do when they meet each other for the first time, right?
Yeah.
I was literally a dog in the past. That was it. It's like I was like one day I was looking like, yo, I'm really a dog because I see a nice butt and I approach the woman. That's literally what a dog does. I don't go sniff it, obviously, but I wonder. You know, I'm like, what is that saying about me?
But you're a normal man.
I mean, yeah, pretty much. But
you're a normal. What does every other man do?
Pretty much.
They see a girl that they think is attractive and they go after her. There's nothing wrong with it.
There's nothing wrong with it. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The only time there's something wrong with it is if you put that before everything else in your life,
right?
And then you literally let that determine the course of your life, and then you worry about the financial part after because you're so excited about getting women until you realize that like all it literally is getting women. Eventually, it's just gonna hit the fan, and the looks is gonna wear off. Yeah. And who you're stuck with is who you're stuck with.
Bro, it happens so fast though.
I'm hip.
You know that, right? Because like you might find a woman you're so attracted to, go on a date with her, and then have a conversation. And you're like,
there's nothing there.
Dang, yeah.
There's nothing there.
So
there's nothing there.
You know, and vice versa. We're not trying to crap on women.
I mean, well, listen, we're talking about our just personal experiences.
From a male perspective.
We're men who date women.
Exactly.
I mean, we're not going to tell about our experiences with men because we don't date men.
Them. Exactly. So this is not to like diss women. I'm sure women
it's not dissing women at all. It's just our personal dating life and our dating experiences. So I'm sure, like, if you're a woman, you're free to comment your dating experience with guys and all that. If you want to put that in the bottom, that's cool.
Yeah, I'm sure they have plenty of
But, you know.
He was dusty. But I'm not mad at you, though. So
no. And, bro, I have sisters. You have sisters. We've heard these stories a million times.
Oh, yeah. We hear the stories.
I hear the stories all the time, so I'm not surprised by anything.
And they going harder than we go.
Way harder.
Way harder.
That's not even a thing.
Yeah, they going.
The dudes, we be pretty chill about it most of the times.
Yeah, we are.
Most of the time. Yeah, I mean, because honestly, if we being real, bro, the worst thing that a woman can do on a man is cheat. If we being real. The worst thing that a woman could do to a man is cheat.
I think you need to say clearly what happened.
And then I got into an entanglement with August.
An entanglement?
Yes. Yes.
A relationship?
Yes, it was a relationship. Absolutely.
If you don't cheat on a man, everything else dudes can pretty much forgive. If we being real. That cheating is one thing that I know for myself I'll never accept.
No, I can never.
Anything else, man. Dudes.
I can never.
Most dudes accept anything else, bro. I mean, obviously there's there's minute cases where, the girl would cheat, she ends up coming back, she changes, all this other stuff like that.
F that. Most of the time it happens.
I said Manute.
I was trying to when you said that, I'm like, in what alternate universe would I ever stay with a woman after she cheated on me? And I can't find one. But if I had to,
bro, listen.
But hold on. But if I had to find the closest planet, it'd be okay. We have kids together, and I'm trying to make it work for the kids.
That's
but
hilarious.
it would be a dead marriage. Like we would not have. I would be so cold.
Yeah.
And so the kids would see it anyway. So there's no point.
I wasn't saying for us, bro. I know. Very time. I'm. You know me.
For myself.
That would never happen.
Right.
That would never happen.
Yeah. That's crazy.
You know.
That's crazy.
I'm like, once I'm done, I'm good, bro.
Yeah, that's a no. Like, it's just a no. I was thinking to myself, a close second would be like just wrecking the home and draining the finances. Because I'm a financial nerd, but
a lot of dudes will still take it, bro. If I'm being real,
a
lot of dudes are still going. Because listen, a lot of times when I have these conversations, and besides the point when I mention something personal that I go through or maybe you go through, I think about the general majority of people. I think about the people that I know, and a lot of times I think about some of the statistics that are out there. A lot of dudes, especially now, take anything, bro. If I'm being real, a lot of dudes take anything.
I think a lot of guys are
I hate saying that. I really do hate saying that, but I mean, I think it's true. Has it gotten better where dudes are starting to have like more standards? Yes. But I think at the same time, a lot of dudes are so desperate to have somebody that they just take anything. Because, I mean, that's why, okay, this is whole thing about simping, right? And now, like, dudes are going hard now on simping. Like, they're checking everybody for simping. But how does simping get bad to the point where dudes have to check them? It's because people were simping too hard in the past.
I think uncontrolled hypergamy and simping are colliding, and it's creating some kind of nuclear crazy...
Yeah.
And it's because, if you think about it, at the end of the day, men tend to be a little more lovey-dovey than women. Women are more savage than men.
I'm hip.
And I think a lot of men we don't even realize that till we get older. Yeah. And we have our
Well, I mean, I think it's because we're fed so many Disney fairy tales. I think
that we're fed Disney fairy tales.
No, listen. I think that's the problem in relationships is that people expect things to be a Disney fairy tale. Yeah. I think a lot of women expect when they find men that it's supposed to, like, you're automatically supposed to match. And they're supposed to love you regardless. And I think a lot of men think that too. I think a lot of men think, okay, well, she's a Disney princess. She can't have any flaws. She can't do anything. And I think they both come in there with completely unrealistic standards because of what their mom or dad might have told them back in the past, which maybe they're like in their 60s or in their 70s where things were different. But now, like, just that Disney stuff has just never been realistic, bro. It's never been realistic. Everybody comes with faults. Most times, you're not going to get a virgin unless you're from a foreign country, if we're being real. I mean, I don't know. I just think people have to readjust their standards to reality and expect that, I mean, either side, you're going to get a flawed person. People are going to come with flaws. You know, they're going to come with past partners. I mean, it is what it is. It's just about what are you willing to accept, and you have to weigh out what you like the most. This has been bad decisions. It looks like Ben made a bad decision right now. Whether or not we know or not, if that's actually true, who knows? But, like and comment at the bottom of the video. Let us know if you think Ben made a bad decision getting with Jennifer Lopez. I still love Jennifer Lopez, man. She's still bad.
Pressed. Yeah, give us your opinion. You think if he was just mad because the paparazzi, or if he was upset because you think J.Lo probably said something on his nerves?
That's also a good point. All right, guys. We're out.